This is Christine with A Naturally Balanced Dog. It is a Wednesday at 5, I'm sure a little late, 5:45, 5:49-ish here, and I am back. And I didn't really have a lot put together for us today. However, I did want to go over a couple of things about some things that are up and coming and I'm really looking forward to. And that being on Wednesday of next week, which is the 11th, I will be having Amy and Nancy from Tallgrass Institute Animal Acupressure that will be on. So I'm really looking forward to them coming. We're going to be talking about food energetics and traditional Chinese medicine. So if you want to learn a little bit more about how you can apply food to your dog's meals based on energetics. If you didn't catch a couple of months ago, I did one in regards to the spring foods that you should be feeding, and we'll be talking about summer foods, which is the element of fire, and fire supports the heart and small intestines. So we're going to be talking about the foods that will support those organ systems. Along with that, we'll be talking about just kind of a more in-depth understanding about that. And we have a very special surprise for everybody, so I'm really kind of excited about that. I won't tell you now, but I will tell you next week when we're chatting. And then on the 18th of May, I'll be having Caleb from Orzona CBD Oils, and we are going to be talking about CBD oil, not based really, everybody thinks that you got to take CBD oil because your dog is, has anxiety or, they have pain or they have to be taking it for some reason. However, we're just going to actually talk about CBD oil as just a daily supplement and the benefits of doing it that way, and learning a little bit more about how that applies. The other thing that'll be fun is Caleb and I will be doing a recipe. We'll have a couple of recipes that you can make at home for your dogs, and we'll talk about dosing. I've never done an online live food prep treat making while we're interviewing, so it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. So I was testing a couple of recipes this week so that we'll have something for you in a couple of weeks, again with Caleb. And so I'm looking forward to that. Another project that I'm kind of working on right now is going to be putting together an episode in regards to dogs that have sensitive tummies. And so I'm sure there are many of you who have experienced dogs that can be challenging. And the reason I kind of bring this up is I've worked with a couple of clients in regards to this, and not only with clients, but I have one of my own dogs that I rescued about 3 years ago, and he came with a very sensitive tummy. He had a lot of digestion issues and stuff, bad poop and not eating and things of that nature. And for me, you start out at the vets, and so we did a acid bile test and we did ultrasounds to make sure he was, medically okay, which he was, but he was just a very picky eater. And in addition to being a picky eater, he always had like a little upset tummy and sensitive. So I want to share with you what I've learned through that process. And one of those things that I did was actually did the food sensitivity test, which is the whole pet wellness panel that we offer on a Naturally Balanced Dogs website. And I had run a panel on him and got my results back. And it was interesting to really find a lot of the foods that I was feeding. And although the foods that I was feeding was fresh foods, he was still having a lot of sensitivities too. And so what I'm finding when I'm working with some of my clients and so forth is when their dogs are struggling in that transitional period, some dogs do have, you have to transition slowly, but I'm finding really that, it's best to run that whole pet wellness panel prior to see what it is that you're transitioning your dog to is going to actually be something they're not energetically sensitive to and or having an intolerance to. And so the other thing is I'll be doing a review from the animal biome test, which I ordered for my one dog. And so although his food seems to be doing okay, he still occasionally has bouts of diarrhea and bad poopy issues. And so, but the reality is, dogs are outside, they eat all kinds of stuff and whatnot. But I'm kind of curious now as to seeing kind of how his system is internally. And so I will be doing a animal bio test on him, which basically is you'll take a fecal from him, and then the test, once I get the kit, has little vials that you will put it in and then send it back into the lab. And what they do is they send you back the results, which are based upon what bacterias, good and bad bacterias that are in the system. And it does a comparison to, the average dog has these type of bacterias in their system, and then this is the range your dog is in. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how that plays a part, and then how I can adjust his diet to meet some needs that he might have. Along with that, I'm working on how to create something where you are making your own probiotic and or a probiotic extension through food. And so that'll be what's up and coming for this month of May. So please check back with us. So if you're on Facebook, please give us a follow. If you are on YouTube, please give us a subscribe. And if you hit the little bell icon, what that will do is notify you every time we come out with these videos. We do live videos, and then in addition, I do little podcast videos on the in-between for information. And so if you didn't catch, was it last week or the week before, I did a video on ingredients for your dog, and I talked about fermenting foods, and I ferment it and did a recipe online. So you'll have to go back on the YouTube and find it there on the fermenting of foods. So it has been probably about 14 days. And so I fermented some cabbage along with some carrots and beets. And then I added some ginger root and turmeric into it as well. And so this is the first that I'm tasting it. And so the smell is pretty strong. I smell the beets right away, and certainly the cabbage. And so I've never fermented my own food, so this was my first. So I wanted to taste it before I actually gave it to my dogs. and we're going to do it live right here today. So the recipe and the video, again, is on YouTube. I'll connect it to the comments below here. But it's been about 14 days. If you've ever had sauerkraut, it's pretty tangy. It's got that sauerkraut tangy taste to it. I got to be honest, I'm not a big sauerkraut fan. However, I do believe that fermented foods are very healthy because they add the pre and probiotics that help the gut flora, and it adds to the diversity of the microbiome, which I think is very important. So if you didn't catch how to make the recipe, I did it online. And again, you can get that onto YouTube. And definitely I will add it to my salads. I probably won't eat it solo, but it doesn't taste funky. And so I'll probably be feeding that to my dogs as well. Anyways, so those are some up and coming things that are going on. Along with that, I just kind of wanted to chat a little bit about the whole pet wellness panel that we offer online, which is a way for you to assess your dog. It tests over 350 different food and environmental elements, which are the common elements. They're your proteins, your veggies, dairy products, additives. So they're kind of the common things that are found in your dog's food. Along with that, the environmental elements. It's things like, dust mites, fleas and ticks, feathers, different grasses and trees and weeds and things of that nature. The list of what is on that test is actually on the website. And so I've really enjoyed working with people who have ordered it. Because along with that, it's kind of part of my 3-step process of helping pet parents that have dogs that suffer from allergy and or digestive issues. And so one of the first steps is, we want to know what it is that we're dealing with. So I feel that that test is real beneficial, that it gives us an outline of maybe some foods that we want to steer clear of. And it also offers a heavy metal panel, and it also offers a nutritional panel. And so I don't think that we talk about heavy metals very often. And I think that that is something that is a little separate, but can also kind of be created like an allergy. When in fact, it's kind of coming from a toxic overload in the body of particular metals. And if you've ever seen a person or had a person or know somebody who have had heavy metal overloads, particularly like mercury, that's one. We get that from some of our food sources like fish. And so forth. And so detoxing and flushing the body out from that is beneficial. We did a detox episode that, again, you can check out off of our YouTube. We give some home remedies as to how to detoxify your dog's system. And so, again, doing the whole pet wellness panel with testing that 350 elements, along with your heavy metal panel, along with the nutritional panel, gives us a good overview of your dog, but that would be step one. The second step is creating a meal planner, custom recipes. So once you have the test results in front of you, now you can move to that next step, which is what are you going to feed your dogs? And so that would be where we do some custom meal plans and can help create recipes for your dog and or help guide you through that process. But that would be step two. And then step three in the process would be supplements to help support what's going on and what our findings are. And then based on those supplements, the idea is to help rebuild the system. And then once you can rebuild your dog's immune system and they're feeling healthy, then we want to start rotating that diet and adding to the diversity, again, which I think is very important for gut health and not staying on the same food. So you always kind of want to rotate that out. And so anyways, those are things that we have to look forward to the month of May. I want to say thank you very much for joining me today. I know it wasn't really a lot on the topics, but again, I think we have some exciting things that are going to be happening. And so we'll catch you next week on Wednesday when we'll have Amy and Nancy from Tallgrass, again, talking about food energetics and traditional Chinese medicine. The element we'll be working with is fire, which is for the summer. We'll talk about the food you feed. And again, we'll have a very special surprise for you. So you guys have a great evening. Hopefully the weather, wherever it is that you are, is getting warmer. We're still going up and down. It seems like it's been a really long spring, but I am ready for some summer weather. I got to be honest, I'm still in, kind of jackets and vests and t-shirts underneath it. And so we kind of do a little bit of a layering. So hopefully it's getting nice out where you are. I'm getting ready to get my garden started. And so we'll be talking about foods that you can grow in your garden for your family and, of course, for your dog. And so we'll be talking to you soon, you guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great evening. Bye-bye now.